So I want to kind of take away the mystery of what our eFORMz project, our eFORMz composer does. So basically the composer allows us to create projects, which are then utilized to generate output for all of our customers. So there's 4 specific phases that I think the composer utilizes. So the first one is the data file. So the composer actually consumes a data file, opens it up and reads it. That data file can be any one of the different types: XML, JSON, CSV, or text. We read all 4 of those natively, and we also have the ability to manipulate that data, move it around with what we call our preprocessors. So the step 1 is to get us the file. Step 2 is that we create internal variables to the project, and we map those to the data that exists in the data file. So basically what we're doing is we're transferring the data from the incoming file into the variables that we create inside of a project. So, and this sets the stage for our templating of these documents. So, and in addition to that, what we can do is we can augment the data or add additional data, and we can do that in a variety of different ways. The most common ways is database calls, web service calls, and picking up other files. So basically what that means is we can reach out. After we have brought in the data file and read it, we can use pieces of information to then reach out to other systems and pull additional information in to complete the data. Step 3 is then to create the presentation layer. So the actual creation of the document and where all the information goes, and if there's boxes and lines and borders and logos and all the different formatting, fonts, what have you, we build that. And then once we build that, we then wire in the variables that we've created into the document template. So what we're basically achieving is, now that the data has been mapped to specific variables, and the variables are then mapped into our document template, that creates the dynamic nature of what we do in our composer. Meaning, even though the data changes, the information in the data file changes, the data file structure does not, which means we can then wire in the data into variables, and then those variables are wired into the presentation layer. So as we get data files with different information, so the same XML structure, if you will, but it's a different order, all of that has been wired in and it presents appropriately. And then once the presentation layer is done, then from there we can then output the document in a variety of different ways, printing, emailing, and printing email and file PDF files or what have you. So that is basically what the composer is. It generates our project files, which have a proprietary extension eFORMz. And once you create that project, that brings in a data file, consumes it, scrapes all the information off and injects it into the different variables inside of the project, then overlays those variables into the document template for presentation. Once that's all done, that's it. You would never open this project again. And if you only have one document, you'd never open the composer again, because our director actually will pick up a data file, will apply it to a specific project, and then create a specific output. So the only time you'd ever go back into a composer is if the data file changed, something on the presentation layer changed, you wanted to change a font, bold something, added a new field, removed some fields, that kind of thing. That's the only time that you'd operate in the composer. So I think that's it. Thank you.